Hey, everybody. Welcome. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Racism in America. Woo! We have got a long show today, a good show. I do not own the rights to that music, but I love it. It's so real. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We are, you already know the topic, and we are going to discuss some issues in America again. Okay, racism in America is what you would look up for Blog Talk. If you want to check me out on Blog Talk, it's the same thing. Or you can go to my YouTube page. Okay, Blog Talk. If you want to call in, the number is going to be 563-999-3682. If you want to call in and talk, or YouTube, I have the label the string talk here. If you want to call in or if you want to chime in, okay, feel free to chime in. And the topic today is what? I've seen a young man, and I've seen a piece that he's written by what's this, Orville Douglas, okay? And his piece was called Why I Hate Being a Black Man. And I think that is so important because he was the only one that I've ever seen that's willing to admit that he actually hates being a Black man. And you have to understand, you have to look at it, because we are living in we are involved in such an abusive relationship with our oppressors. It's almost like the Cinderella story. That's what I look at when I see what Black folk are going through right now. I see the Cinderella story. I see the evil step parents, okay, or the evil stepmom or the stepfather that's being really rude and cruel to the stepchild, okay. And that's what I see America as. I see them as the Cinderella story. Black people are, we're in this relationship, and we're asking for this, or we're asking for that. And for instance, we'll ask for a pair of shoes, and they'll look and say, "Oh, you've had those shoes. It's only one hole at the top." Or at the bottom, nobody can see that hole. Oh, you got a few more. You can keep a few more wears out of those pairs of shoes. That's how I look at America and the treatment that we're getting right now. And I'm looking at something right now that's so dangerous. And I don't know if you understand how dangerous it is. And we're going to talk a little bit about that before I actually get into the Douglas essay, as far as why he hates being a Black man. And the author's name is Orville Lloyd Douglas, and you guys can pull it up if you want to. But I want to talk a little bit about the Chinese issue. Okay, I know everybody's been chiming in, but I want people to really understand how serious this is. We as Black folk, we are going to have to change our mindset, and we are going to have to see things for what they really are. I think we've been kind of fooling ourselves. I think we've been kind of walking in the dark here, and not wanting to believe that we're actually being treated as bad as what it really looks like. It's really bad, yes. It looks bad, yes. But Black people, I'm still seeing them making excuses of why it's okay. No, it's never okay. And it is time for us to change our narrative. It's time for us to change our mentality, because we're going to get left in the dark. Okay. And I'm here. I do this show because I want to bring stuff to Black folks' attention, but I also want to have a conclusion to the matter. I want to give us an out. Okay. Because God always gives you an out. We can fix this problem anytime we want, family. We don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be thinking, well, if we do this or we say that, they're going to call us racist. It doesn't matter. You can call us what we want. A racist is a person that has power. Black people right now have no power, and Biden is making it to where we're having even less power. This is why he's bringing the immigrants in, and he's giving the Asians. We did that story last week. He's giving the Asians a lot of power, and he's giving immigrants a lot of power over us, right? We're born here. So you mean you're giving people that sneaking into the country illegally, illegal aliens, illegally, they're sneaking into the country, but they are being given rights over people that was born here? That makes no sense to me. But a lot of what we do, a lot of what Black folk allow is not making sense. We're going to talk a little bit about this HR 40 bill. What's that bill this HR, hold on, I'm sorry, no. This HR 5 Equality Act that they're getting ready to pass. Now, I don't hear any Black caucuses making an uproar about this because they want to change the civil rights, equal rights, the civil rights bill. They want to amend it and put in LGBT. Now, I'm just saying they can have their own bill. They cannot. I mean, this civil rights bill is supposed to be for Black people, but now they're adding the immigrants, they're adding Asians, they're adding LGBT to it. But my thing is, you're not even using it for Black people. That was a Black purpose. That's a bill that was made just for Black folk. But everybody else is using that bill but Black people. Okay. Now, if we're smart, our rights, constitutional rights, are being violated every day, family. I wish I could find, or I wish I knew of a civil rights attorney that would be willing to file charges. I'm serious. We have a case where we can file charges using our 13th and 14th Amendment. Okay. We can do that, but we won't. We can file discrimination charges against Biden. I do believe that. I think I read that somewhere. We could, because this is a criminal act. What he's doing is criminal. Okay. You mean to tell me that you can't do anything for us and told us you can't do anything for us, and you're not doing anything for us, but you're doing for the Asians and you giving them bills, U.S. citizenship, that's an act. Now you have the HR Equality Act for the LGBT, but then you don't have anything for Black folk? Really? But we still okay with that. Black folk, we got to change our mindset. I'm telling you, this is not going to work. They're here stacking the deck so against Black people that everybody else's voice will be heard except ours. He is going to stack that deck, and he said 11 million, but I do believe that it's way more than 11 million immigrants. He's going to bring as many as he can fit into this country that's going to quiet the Black voice, because that reparations is sounding louder and louder. Defund and dismantle the police is sounding louder and louder. But my thing is, he's trying to stack the deck so high to where you're not going to be heard. Black folk, we can stop this at any time. Because guess what? With the Asians hollering this racism, Asians, what's going on with the plan, right? Instead of Asians looking and saying, hey, we better not go against some Black folk because we have businesses in their neighborhood, right? Come on now, work with me. Let's walk through this valley here together. Now, instead of the Asians saying, no, we're not going to jump on that bandwagon, the Asians are jumping on the bandwagon and say, well, we're going to get all we can, but we're going to, okay, if you telling us that Black folk are doing this, that, and the other to us, we're going to go along with it. They're not thinking about, you have businesses in the Black neighborhoods. Put your businesses, if you're that threatened, take your businesses out of the Black neighborhood and put it in the white neighborhoods. And let's see if they're going to fund your businesses. I'm just saying, if you're that threatened by Black people, and now you sit up here outright lying on Black people, and you're going along with the program, what is a plan? What's the plan, Black folk? What are we supposed to be doing with that? We show them, you need our money. You need us. We don't need you. I'm just saying, this is the time for us to do what we need to do. This is the time for us to boycott. This is the time for us to get on and be like, no, we're not going to do it. This is our time for us to, I don't know why people call me when I'm on live. They always do that. I don't know why. They always know. Anyway, but this is the time for us to stand up for our rights. This is a time for us to come together. And this is a time for us to heal and not to allow anything in our neighborhoods. Now, guess what? Anything Asian, you boycott everything Asian, everything Asian. No hair, Black, because you have Black folk that have beauty supply places. I have one there next to my house. I don't go to Asian anything. I don't do Asian food. I don't do Asian nothing. If you want Asian, you want some shrimp fried rice, go make it yourself. Get your recipe book and go shrimp fried rice and go in your kitchen. Get you one of them big pans so you can make it feel like you eating Chinese food. Get one of them big woks, I think they call it, or whatever. And you go stir frying your own stuff. You don't have to eat from them. And you don't know what you're eating anyway. Somebody that don't like you, we go to and spend money with them. Why is it that we do that? We have to change our narrative, family. I know most of you guys are Christians, and this is how Christians think, but it's time for us to stop allowing people to mistreat us and misuse us. And it's time for us to get over the Martin Luther King, no violence. And we're going to come and let them slap you, kick you, scratch you, spit in your face, and we're going to just sit there and take it. The devil is a lie. I'm serious. I'm not doing that. That's not who I am. Because I'm going to tell you what, I wouldn't have been one sitting up there at them restaurants in the first place, because you know what you were eating. Now, listen to this. How much sense does this make that Martin Luther King said, okay, we're going to go to the restaurants. We're going to sit there. We're going to order a shake. You going to order what? I'm going to actually trust somebody that don't like me to fix me a shake. I'm just saying. I'm gonna let them fix me a hamburger and they're in the back cooking it and I can't see what they're doing and they don't like me, but I'm gonna eat behind them. Are you kidding? Would you do that now? Why? Some stuff that we made no sense. You're gonna get me a Coca-Cola. You're gonna get me a drink. You're gonna open it for me, possibly pour it in a cup, and then I'm gonna drink it behind you. I'm sorry, no, family. That made no sense to me, and it makes no sense. And then you see how they treat us on our jobs. You brought us into to go to school with them. They already didn't know how to treat our parents, and our parents allowed them to educate us. You see where I'm going with this family? We've been brain dead for a long time. It is time for us to be resuscitated. I'm getting the paddles out now. I'm putting the paddles, I'm getting ready to shock black folk, right? We're getting ready to shock us back to waking up because it's time for us to see truth and see things for what it really was. It didn't make sense then, and we only did it because we were trying to make them like us because we felt that we were their equals now. Now you can't treat me a certain way, but they could because they was owning the business and you were working for them. So they never stopped treating you like dogs. Then they turned around and did the prison, you know. Okay, opened up the prisons. We still wasn't free because most of our men was going to jail because of them. They dropped drugs in our neighborhood. Our men went and took the drugs. Then they couldn't eat, so they started selling the drugs. So they went to jail for having a little bag of marijuana. They went to jail for 30, 40 years. Some are still there. I'm just saying, they went to jail for 25, 30 years. They got jail time like they murdered somebody. I'm just saying. But white folk kill you every day and they don't get any jail time. Police officers, they put a bag over the young man's head. He died. They got no time. Another one gave Elijah, what's the little boy? Elijah Cummings? Elijah, no, God, I'm talking about the congressman. Elijah, I can't think of his name, but they gave him a horse tranquilizer. I can't think of what it was called, but he died. But who was there that knew this young man's medical history and who said it was okay to give him that huge of a dose as far as what they gave him enough to kill him? My thing is they're killing us every day. And people, and then I read this thing where this young man said, I hate that I'm a black man. But he's admitting truth. And a whole lot of black folk are hating to be black. But I want to get on, let's stay on the Asian topic for a minute because I want you guys to understand something. We really have to hold them accountable. If you want to start lying, you hold liars accountable. Show me where I have abused you. Show me where black folk are being discriminate or being racist towards you. We don't hurt anybody. We never have. That's not who we are. We may hurt each other, but when it comes to a white person, we're going to give them more thought. We're going to give them more appreciation. We're going to give them more attention. We're going to give them more love than we do our own. You guys know that, right? I'm not saying anything that's not true, right? We may hurt our own first, but when it comes to them Asians, when it comes to them white folk, oh, we're going to cherish them. We're going to love on them to make sure you don't feel like I'm being racist. We'll treat our own bad in front of them to make sure that they understand that I got you. We're good. I've seen that. I've worked with people like that, black folk, that'll come to work and be on the side of the white folk and be kissing behind. But then black folk, you can't stand your neighbor, you can't stand your sister, and you don't even have a reason not to. I don't understand that. I really don't. I don't understand it. I need people to help me to understand it. It's time for us to get a new mindset. It's time for us to get to the place where we're going to love on each other. It's time for us to change our mindset on purpose. It is time for us to next black person that you see, you smile at them. The next black person you see, give them some dap. The next black person you see at your church, Christians per se, go give them a hug. Seriously, it is time for us to start loving on us. And now the schools are opening back up. But my thing is, you have a lot of teachers that retired. You have a lot of teachers that can open up a black online school. I think that's where we are right now. And I think stuff closed down in order for us to rise up. They had to fall. And now we're waiting for things to go back to normal, and they will never go back to normal, family. But it is time now for us to hold the Asians accountable for the lie. And it's time for us to boycott anything Asian. I'm going to say it and I'm going to keep on saying it. And I'm gonna tell you what, if you see your friend going to get Chinese food, you check that food. If I drive past a Chinese shop and I see some black folk in line, I'm checking them. I'm serious. I'm driving up and I'm going to check them. And I've done it before. Why are you spending money with people that hate you? Why are you spending money with people that are poisoning your food? Why are you spending money with people that don't like you? Why are you spending money with people that have just lied on you? And you're okay with them lying on you, and you're going to still put their kids to college. You're going to still pay their house note. You're going to still buy their Mercedes when you don't own a home yourself. You don't own a Mercedes yourself. You can't send your children to school, but you're sending their children to school. We need to wake up, family. We are not that. We are. I need black people to wake up ASAP. I know we've been doing things a while, the same way for a while, but we've been going about stuff looking to do. We're doing stuff the same way, but we're looking for different results. It's not going to happen. You're going to keep getting the same results, just like voting Democrats. We did this 8 years with Obama and got nothing. And then now we have people that's making excuses of why he couldn't do what he. Okay, let's take that. He didn't have the house. Okay, Biden has the house. What's he doing for you? The same thing Obama's doing. The first 100 days he gave, I've seen him give immigrants the world. I've seen him give Asian the world. I've seen him give LGBT the world. I've seen him give white women the world. But what has he still done for black people? Oh, we get a study. And then he's dangling a carrot now. And now Obama saying, I think I heard somebody say that Obama is saying yes to reparations. Obama has never, ever, 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 ever said yes, that we should get reparations. And then they said, oh, Obama was trying to front in front of white folk. My thing is, if you were running for president and you knew that your people were going to expect something and you weren't man enough to give them anything, then you should have set your behind down and not run for president, because you knew those white folk were going to have a fit. You knew that. You knew that you had sold out to them. You knew that you couldn't get in office and do anything for your own. You knew you couldn't do anything for black people. You knew that somebody, George Soros, was supporting you and was backing you, but you had to do something for the LGBT. That's why Obama did for the LGBT, because he was actually the person that was fronting him money. They made a deal. You got to make same-sex marriage illegal for LGBT, and he didn't mind doing that. But he renounced Farrakhan. He renounced his minister and everybody black. He went to Detroit and he told them what? Your water's good. They wanted $5 million. He gave, oh no, they wanted $55 million to fix the water issue. He gave them $5 million. Now you make do with that. But he went to them and told them that your water's good. Really? And then more black folks lost wealth, homes. We lost more wealth with Obama. Okay. So black folk look at that and they I don't know what they're seeing and what they're looking at, but I'm looking at more people died. Trayvon Martin died on Obama's watch. Michael Brown died on Obama's watch. Okay. But what did we do? What did he do about it? Absolutely nothing. 9 church members died, remember, on Obama's watch. Dylan Ruth walked in church and blew 9 people to smithereens, and he still didn't do an executive order for black people. He did it for the police officers. Do you remember that when he sat down right after Michael Brown died and everybody was marching? He did an executive order for the police. Look it up. Don't look it up. Don't say, oh no, look it up. Stop running your mouth without you doing something. Look it up and research before you say anything. I know black folk love Obama. You love black folk that don't do nothing for you. You love black faces. Obama may look black. Carmela is looked black, but she's not black. She's not doing anything, not saying anything. You got a whole black caucus that is black, looking black, but won't lift a finger for you right now. Talking about a reform policy, but I guarantee you that reform policy is not going to speak jail time for police officers. We need jail time for police officers. We need you to dismantle and defund police officers. But Joe Biden, your president that you voted for, that you asked for nothing, and he is giving you just what you asked for nothing. He's giving police officers $300 million. Does anybody remember that? He told you, I'm giving police officers So therefore, he was telling you what he was going to do for them and not for you. So therefore, he was telling you, I stand behind the police. I'm going to give them more money. I'm going to give them more money. They're doing a great job, and nobody will speak up. Obama, they started it with him. He never spoke up. Biden was his vice president, didn't speak up. So now you think he's going to speak up now? Obama was your president, didn't do anything for you. Who's black? Okay, so that's what they're looking at. They said you had a black man in office that did nothing for you. Why do we have to do anything for you? And they literally say that. He did nothing for us. And we still make excuses even today. Every time you see Obama, you love Obama. Why? Why is it that we flock to people that hate us? We flock to people that do nothing for us. We flock to take care of other people that do nothing for you, but you won't flock to your own to support their businesses. A guy was telling me at work, a young man in Jersey, there was a store that was opened by Pakistanians. Okay. Yeah, I think he's Pakistanians. They had a store for years there in that one neighborhood. And I guess it closed up. A black man bought the store, right? And everybody was thinking, oh my God, everybody, the owner of the store was like, okay, this store has been here for years. Everybody was patronizing the store. So he thought, I'm going to get it and it's going to continue on. Black folks stopped. It didn't take 9 months. He was out of business. He's black and he was in a black area. 9 months, he was out of business. Why? Because a Jewish store opened up around the corner and they started going to the Jewish man. I'm just saying, this is what black people do. Tell me why. Why is it so hard for us to change our hearts and change our mind against each other? We still, every time you see somebody standing up for black people that's willing to fight for black people, this blows my mind. We go against them. I don't know if anybody has heard of this new defense team that's on board now, and it's a defense team. I did put it on my Facebook page. I'm going to read about it. Look it up, and somebody just sent it to me. I want to see if I can find it here. Hold on, give me a few seconds. Okay, it's called the Black LPTS, the Black Ops. Okay, and what they're doing is it's the peace officers. I want to show you. This is who they are. It's the police officers, and they're black people. Okay, and the Black Act. Okay, Law Enforcement Reform Policies, and I Can't Breathe Act, and they're talking about. I just want to play it for you guys, and I'm doing when I play videos. It's totally for educational purposes. It's not for anything but educational purposes. It's not, and it's a black guy and he's actually doing training individuals, and they're going to hold. It's almost like the Black Panthers, and they're going to actually hold the police officers accountable. They're going to police themselves and police their own neighborhoods, and which is great. Ban the use of chokeholds by police enforcement officers. The blue wall law. Officers who knowingly falsify reports, they're going to be getting jail time. Disband police unions, which is something that needs to be gone. Okay, because a lot of times they're getting they're fighting to keep their job, knowing that they've done wrong. I mean, this is it's called the peace officers, and it's a black guy doing it. But my thing is, I'm waiting for black people to really come against him. We seem to be very good at that, coming against our own when we do anything. We tend to fight against our own for anything that when anybody stand up for black people, if they're black, we go against them. It's almost like it's piranhas. And I don't understand it. I'm trying to figure that out because I saw it really with Ice Cube. I saw it with NFAC. I saw it with these are black people that was trying to stand up for black people, and black people attack them. But we'll allow black people like Obama, who's not going to do anything for you, we allow them to run wild. I'm just saying, we just had a Nigerian woman, I don't know her, that was chosen by Biden. And her, don't even ask me her name. She's over the trade or the treasury or something. And hold on, I'm going to look her up. But I'm very, and this is sad because anytime a black person is trying to help us, um, that white people have chosen, we tend to they tend to be coons. They tend to be safe for white people. So that's why they are chosen by white people. So this woman was chosen by the Biden administration, but it's very questionable because this is not his MO. His MO is not to choose someone that's trustworthy, that's going to do something for black people. He's leaning toward more or less black folk that have sold out their own. Okay, the Black Caucus, most of them have sold. We already know the Black Caucus has sold us out hook, line, and sinker. Most of them with the Black Panthers, and when they say they were with the Black Panthers and now they're with the Black Caucus, I look and I'm looking at them side eye because I know that they're not going to do anything for us. You already see that they're trying to bring in this HR5, and you're not saying anything. You're going to allow them to to bring it together. Okay, put it, it's almost like they're adding that HR5 LGBT to the civil rights movement. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But it's very questionable when I see white folk that have been, just like when I saw the little, who was she from? Nigeria? I think the black lady that was standing up for the vaccine, right? Kiki, what was her name? Kiki or Kizzy, Lord, Kizzy. I saw, but I was questionable about her because we already know when they prop up a black person, you better believe that they're safe. You better believe that they're not going to talk black. They're not B1. They don't have a black heart. They're mostly leaning toward the whites. Okay, they've been vetted by them. They've been trained by them. They've been taught how to talk. They've been taught how to think. They've been taught how to lead black folk down the wrong path. And the best way we can watch a person like that to see if they're B1, if they have your best interest, is to see who their friends are. See where the money trail goes. Okay. Obama, the money trail went back to George Soros because that was somebody that put him up front because he wanted LGBT passed. He tried it with Clinton. Clinton didn't pass the LGBT, but he went back to Obama, and Obama passed it, same-sex marriage and all this other stuff for the LGBT, and did nothing for black people. But you have to understand why black folk don't get anything, because we don't put money behind anybody. We don't have money like the Jews do. We don't have the ooze, I should say. Sorry. We don't have money like a lot of the other different groups. The Asians, they have money. The immigrants, they pull their monies together. So they do group economics. And Dr. Clark Anderson talked about us doing group economics, and I look and I say, okay, we really need to start doing group economics. We see where they're going with this Asian immigrant thing. We see where they're going, right? You have to be crazy not to. What's our plan, family? What are we doing to counteract their plan? We're doing nothing. We're sitting there watching them, form this building, form this block of wall against us, and that's going to keep us out. And we're just sitting back looking like, we're going to wait to see what happens. Well, I don't think you need to wait to see what happens. I think you know already what's happening. They're building that wall to shut us down, to shut us out, and to kind of push us to the side, just like they've done in Australia, just like they've done in Venezuela. I mean, Argentina. Argentina used to be all black. You don't see any blacks when you go to Argentina. They're there, but they push so far back that they prop the white folk in front of them. But my thing is, we have an opportunity now to do for self. We have an opportunity now. You're getting ready to get your taxes back. You can group economics. Somebody come up with $1,000. You come up with 500. You get 5 friends, and each person come up with $500. I think we've talked about this several times, how we can do group economics and open up our own business. We have a fella by Feeding Black Communities at gmail.com. He Dr. Boyce Watkins interviewed him, and he's got like over 500 acres of land, and he's turning it into a garden. And he's in Raleigh, North Carolina. If anybody want to look him up, feel free. But his thing is Feeding Black Communities at gmail.com. And you guys can, and it's Gary McCummings. Okay, if you guys want to look him up and see what he's doing. Maybe somebody that has a little extra money, you can partner with him, and who is into agricultural, because I think he was looking for some people that knew how to farm, that knew how to take care of animals and all this stuff. I think he was looking for people to do that. If you don't have your own land and you have the skills, why not hook up with him so that you can help him out in planting the gardens or doing some of the stuff that he wants done on that land? It's 500 acres. Maybe he'll let you rent out an acre or two so that you can have a little business on that farm. I don't know how he's doing it, but it'll be worth a thought. But we have to do something. We can't just sit here. And you might say, tell him, hey, I got $500. Can I, rent, or maybe I got $200. Can I rent this plot? Or maybe I can rent it. Maybe you can rent it for, bi-weekly, or maybe you can rent it monthly, or however, just, you work out something. Maybe you can pay $100 and you can, sell your little tomatoes or your little peppers or whatever it is you have on your little plot. And he might allow you to, okay, somebody may say, hey, I want to get some chickens on the land. Okay, can I use this little plot right here to maybe do some chicken and sell some eggs? And you might have a little goat, or, I'm just saying, we have to start coming together to build. You already see that they're trying to kind of push you out the loop. Okay, you pushing me out the loop. I'm going to start building over here so I won't need you. You go into with your loop, but Black folk that's really, really ready to be on our own, to do for ourselves, We come on and do it. You're not gonna get everybody. I know that we're not gonna get everybody, but we can start somewhere, and at least we start somewhere. We can't just sit here and see them building a wall, and we're gonna be outside of the wall and we have nothing. No, we start building now. We start building too. We see what they're doing. We do the same. Start building with your own. You get like-minded people and you start doing your own thing. Okay, he's got 500 acres, and I think his other brother had 500 acres. That's 1,000 acres for us to do something on. Who's willing to do anything? Black people, we need to start doing something. You saw what happened in Texas. Texas was just the beginning, and those people, those shelves are still empty. So what are they eating? This is what we've been talking about. Save your food, get you some non-perishables, get your toilet paper, get your deodorant, get your non-perishable canned goods, get your extra water. You have a charcoal in the back. You can have when I talk about natural pears, we're talking about rice, we're talking about beans, we're talking about chili, we're talking about sardines, we're talking about crackers, we're talking about popcorn, just have your non-perishables. I'm thinking about have enough for at least 6 months. Okay, 3 months. You might not can do 6 months, at least 3 months. Group economics, get somebody and somebody else can get some chickens, and you could have the eggs, okay, and we can use the little chickens. You can do the meat, okay, you have a grill. I'm just saying it's things that we can do that we have to start doing now. And we might have more vegans because when they cut off everything, you're not gonna have a whole lot of meat. Okay, so you're gonna have a lot of vegetarians walking around here. And I'm just saying, get your vegetables going. You better start liking vegetables now, because I'm gonna tell you what, when you're really hungry, them greens gonna look good. You may not have no cornbread, but you get a pot of greens. Them greens, get you a bag of rice, get you a bag of grits. Them grits gonna be good. That's gonna stick to them ribs when you're hungry. I'm just saying we have to start doing stuff that's going to help us to live. We have to start doing something. So if the shelves get empty, we have enough food until they get to do what they got to do. Okay. We're good. And we're group economics. So you got some water, I got some grits over here, you got the rice, you got the canned goods, you got the sardines, you got the crackers, this is what we have. This is where it's coming to. I'm gonna tell you what, it just bothers me because we're not thinking about it. We look at other states and we go, well, that's not here in Virginia. It's not here in North Carolina. It's not here in South Carolina. It's not here in Georgia. It's not here in blah, blah, blah. Right? We say this stuff. But guess what? It could be here. Texas probably thought it wasn't going to ever be in Texas. But Texas was hit hard. You have people that didn't even have food, water, heat. Get you a propane heater that don't run by electric, and get you some propane gas, and you keep it in your garage, or you keep it on the side of your house, or you keep it, out. I'm just saying, I don't know if you where, because we have it, and my husband keeps it in the garage. Okay, we got a little heater, no electric. It's a propane, and you pour a little gas in it. He knows how to do it. I don't, because I don't mess with. I don't like stuff like that, but he does. But I'm gonna teach him. I'm gonna show him how. Show me how. So in case he can't, then I can. Since I'm having it, and I don't know how to work it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm preparing myself, right? I don't like stuff like that, but I will, because I know it's important for me to learn it. So if he ever can't, then I can. So we're gonna stay warm one way or another. Either he'll do it or I'll do it. But my thing, I said that to say this: have something that's going to heat, that you can heat your house up with. Okay, and you can buy those from the flea market. Okay, I think my husband, knew somebody that we bought it off of him. It's a nice size little propane heater. Okay, but I'm just saying, don't get your generator that works by electric. Get one that works by battery. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? We gotta start thinking about what if this was Texas? What if that did happen here in where your state is, in Washington, in Michigan? What if in Michigan cold? I'm just saying, Chicago's cold. Okay, what if that had happened in Chicago? You'd have a whole lot more dead people. I'm just saying, they did it they did it, and they cut off the poor white folk and poor black folk. They cut off black folks electric. White folk had heat, had electric, or whatever. But they did it it was a class issue. Okay, so we're not gonna say there was a racial issue. There was a class issue. But guess what? It could happen in your area. Let's be prepared. Let's be let's look for stuff and cut it off at the knees before it happens. That's at what state we need to be right now. We need to be looking at Texas and learning from Texas, and learning and seeing, okay, what happened in Texas? What didn't they have? How were they not prepared? Even Phil talked about it. And he said he wasn't prepared in some areas. He thought he was. But let's learn from Texas. Let's investigate to see what happened. Where were they not prepared? Okay. And a lot of people didn't have extra water. They didn't have their propane. They didn't have food. Okay. And a lot of Black folk doing the same thing right now. I ask people now, so are you getting extra water? No. Are you getting extra anything? No. Why? Did you see and did you learn anything from Texas? That's my question. We have to learn from other people. It's time for us to come together. And I'm gonna tell you what, a whole lot of Black folk gonna die because we don't want to come together with each other. You rather partner up with white folk who don't like you. You rather partner up with, oh, I got some Asian friends, or I got some, I got a white friend. My best friend is Jenny, and Jenny and I have been friends for since birth. And okay, okay, go ahead and be free. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. You got some your best friend Jenny. Okay, what Jenny gonna be when you need? Okay, what was Jenny at when I'm sure folks in Texas had some white friends? What were they? They was taking care of their family. Okay, I'm just saying we can't always look to other people. We have to look to each other. Asians look to Asians. White folk look to white folks. Immigrants look to immigrants to help each other out. Right? Okay. When are we gonna Black folk gonna look for Black folk to help each other out? We have got to get over this Willie Lynch and this Stockholm syndrome. We have got to start on purpose healing ourselves. We've got to on purpose, when you see another Black person, when you start thinking those negative thoughts, you be, that's some white supremacy stuff. I'm not going to think of my brother like that. I am going to give my brother a chance, period. Period. I don't care if you go to a small Black owned business and it's not up to par. It's okay. You give them a chance, just like you gave Walmart's a chance. Walmart's is the nastiest store you can go into. The bathroom's nasty all the time. That store is nasty all the time. And Walmart's not the only store. I've seen a white meat store. Okay. And I remember these Arabs or whoever, when we were little, used to come in our neighborhood and have this meat market. And every time you go in that meat market, meat smell like it was sour. I'm serious. But guess what? We didn't say nothing. We went in there and I used to say, Mom, why you buy your meat from there? I used to hate because I wasn't a meat eater, and that was why, because I hated where she was buying the meat from. So I'd eat it sometime, but it wasn't like I was, I want to meat every time I sit down at the table. Because you think about that, especially if I went with her and she bought some meat and the whole place was just smelly. It was like it was sour meat all the time. Why do you go there and buy your meat? Well, I'm gonna go there and get my vegetables. I don't even want to shop there because I couldn't stand the smell of it. But guess what? We gave him an opportunity. We still went and bought stuff from him. You still seeing people buying the chitlins. You still seeing people buying their little hog feet and whatever, chicken and they fish and everything else. They were selling everything out of that little nasty little place. But guess what? We gave him an opportunity. But if they were Black, I guarantee you Black folk would have been up in the roar. Oh, that place stank. Oh, we would have had so much negative to say about him because we are so much harder on our own. Because we have been taught to be hard on our own. We were taught not to trust each other. We were taught not to trust our men. We were taught not to love on each other. We were taught this. We were taught this, but they weren't. But you have to understand, when you are in captivity and when your enemy is over you, they're going to strip you a bare nothing, and they're going to put in you what they want, how they want you to think, how they want you to act, how they want you to talk, what they want you to say. They're going to put it all into you, and if you're not smart enough, you're going to be a little Black clone of white folk. We're going to look Black, but we're going to have white insides. I'm just saying. Welcome, Philip. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We have to begin to love on each other. We have to begin to change our mindsets. We have to begin to get to the point where we are giving each other the benefit of the doubt. We go to a Black-owned shop. If their service is, and I'm gonna tell you, I was having a young lady, and she was doing and I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail because I don't want to hurt her. She's in business now, and I love her to death. And but she kept telling me, that my book was gonna be done. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. And she said, I'm gonna have it to you Tuesday. Tuesday came and gone, and next Tuesday come and gone. And I got tired of it, and I pulled her aside, and I loved on her first. And I said, sis, you have a great talent, and I didn't destroy her. I didn't say anything negative. I didn't stop dealing with her. Immediately she got offended, but I didn't care. And she, well, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna send your money back. I said, I don't want my money back. I want you to treat me the way you would if I was spending $1,000 with you. I want you to treat me the way you would treat a white client. I want you to treat me the same way you would if I wasn't black. And I was honest with her. We were straight out. When we got done with that conversation, she apologized, which I wasn't trying to make her feel bad. I told her, I said, I'm trying to help you to get to where you're perfected. Because we have stuff we need to work on. But I didn't want her not to do. I wanted to deal with somebody black. And yes, we're not there yet. We everybody got some stuff to work on. But she's a great businesswoman and I see the potential. But yes, those little areas were there. But by me being her friend, I pulled her aside. I didn't say it in front of everybody. I didn't get on Facebook and blah 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 blah. I didn't do that. I pulled her aside and I loved on her because I want to see my sister succeed because she bad. She is bad. I mean, she got it going on. I mean, got some good, nice product, quality products, and I love her to death. I love to see her little stores. It's an online store, and I love to see her products. I love to see her making it happen. I'm so proud of her. But I knew that if she treated other people like she was treating me, it wasn't going to grow. And I wanted to see her grow. I want to see her grow. And I love every time. I love her business. I love what I'm seeing from her. But it took me pulling her aside, and I didn't tell everybody what was going on. It's nobody's business. I'm not trying to hurt my sister. It's my sister. Why would I get on Facebook and dog her out like that? I've seen people do that, and it hurts my heart. Did you dog Walmart's out when you went to that nasty bathroom? Did you dog that Palestinian out when you went and got gas, and the gas started 20 cents instead of 1 cent, and it pops on 15, and then it goes from there, so they cheat you out of 15 cents, everybody? Look and see when you go to these stores, and these Pakistanians have these stores and these stations. See what your gas starts on. If it starts at 0 or 1, it goes all the way to 15, and then you start from there. So they're actually cheating everybody out of 15 cents worth of gas. I'm just saying, watch it. But does anybody call them out? No. But we'll call our own out. I remember one person got on Facebook and they were saying something about how, and I know I'm trying to help us. I'm trying to get us to love on each other. But she had she went to a business, black owned business, and she was saying they was giving them small portions. And she didn't get full, but the price, she paid a little extra. Okay, we may have to pay a little extra for our stuff because our stuff costs more. Products cost more. Everything costs a little more when you're dealing with black people, and it's okay if you can pay extra at Dillard's. You can pay extra at Macy's. You can't pay extra for your sister's products or your brother's products. Come on, you guys. Let's not be like that with each other. And she was dogging him out online, and it hurt me so bad. And I did say something. I called her out. I said, sis, did you pull them aside before you put their business out here on Facebook, trying to destroy their business because you didn't get enough food when all you had to do was order extra because you're greedy? And you probably, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You greedy, and you sit up there trying to get an extra dose. You trying to get $100 worth of food on your plate when you just paid $15 or $20. I'm just saying. Did you pull them aside and say, hey, I thought or did you look at the sizes before you order? No. Okay, well, why are you online? And I did call her out. Why are you online dogging out your brother? We don't do stuff like that. This is what I'm saying about black people. Okay. Let's treat the Chinese like that. Let's treat them like that. They lying on you. They say we're going against them. They say we're being racist against them. Let's show them you need my dollars. I don't need your Chinese food. I don't need your dog. I don't need your cat. I don't need your rats. I don't need whatever you cook. I don't need your roaches, whatever you cooking. I don't need it. You need my money to send your child to college. You need my money to pay your house note. You need my money to pay that Mercedes that you have and I don't have one. I'm just saying. We don't let somebody dog us out and then you still, here, take my money anyway. You buying? We don't buy friends. We don't buy people that hate us. We don't pay their bills. So if we're so threatened by us, pick your business up, move your business out of our neighborhoods, and go and let the white folks support you. They won't, because white folk don't support Chinese or Asians. I'm just saying. So we have to get to the place where we holding them accountable. Okay, you want to dog us out? You want to lie on us? You want to tell us we've been discriminatory against you when it's just probably one person that did something, but you got all of these stories where white folk are doing stuff to them and nobody's calling them out. Nobody said anything, but you want to point at black folk. Okay, you keep pointing at us. We got your back. You need us to survive. But you want to point at black folk. Okay. You need us to survive. We don't need you to survive. I'm just saying. Let's get to the point where we're holding people accountable. If they're not doing right by us, then okay, Is this how you want to do it? We can play that game. Bye. You're released from our neighborhoods since you're so threatened. I don't want to come to your business. And remember, what's that lady's name that shot the girl in New York for a soda, over a soda, and the girl had the money in her hand, and the lady got off for killing Latasha? Was that her name? Okay. We're not going to do that. We're not going to go to their stores because we already know how they feel about us. I'm just saying. We're not going to support your businesses. We have to hold them accountable. We have to. It's a must. So we boycott anything Asian. Find you a black something. And if it's not a business if it's a service that you need and you don't see it, create it. This is our time to get our businesses going. And I guarantee you it'll be blessed. I promise you, it'll be blessed. Just like I seen some black folk that was trying to do a hair store, a beauty supply place. Hook up with Africa. Hook up with your beauty supply places, your hair people in Africa. Have you thought about that? I'm just saying, this is a nice time for us to group economics, to hook up with our brothers and sisters from the continent. I'm just saying. We're going to need them anyway, just like they need us right now. I'm just saying, we can make some choices right now. We see what Biden is doing. We can make some choices to stay or leave. You're in an abusive relationship. What are you going to do, family? Are we going to stay in this abusive relationship, or are we going to be making our plans for our out? Are we planning for our exit? Get your monies together. You're getting ready to get your taxes. Don't spend no money. Hold your taxes, okay? I'm going to just say one thing. I hope you're buying silver, because silver is getting ready to go up $1,000. I'm telling you. And guess what? If people have silver right now, it goes up to $1,000. You can cash that silver in right now. I paid $30. I paid $20 for a piece of silver. Okay, because I've been buying it since last year. I'm just saying. But guess what? I can trade that in, and right now I'll have a pretty nice little penny, and I can live very comfortable in Africa if I choose. I have a guy, globalproperties.com. Look him up. He's got properties in Africa starting with $26,000, and you can put them on layaway. 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms. I'm just saying, if you really, and it's in Gambia. And Blacksit, she has land. Okay. And also, there's one young man, he comes on, I can't think, he's sponsoring a trip. What's the guy's name? I see him all the time. He's sponsoring a trip going to Sierra Leone for $4,000, but he has land in the Gambia for $700. And you can't get, oh no, it's land in Guyana. And you can go to Ghana right now and get land for $700. I'm just saying, you can go to Kenya and get land for $500. These are options. So when you get tired of feeling like a stepchild, you can either go around and be by some black people that you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about police brutality. You don't have to be worried about getting killed. And you don't have to worry about, you can have some peace. How about that? It's time for some peace. Then you make your exit. Go and buy your ticket going to Africa and visit. If you're getting ready to buy your 50-inch, $1,200 TV, buy your ticket to Africa. They're right now round trip. You can get a ticket, a $650 ticket to Africa. Okay. I'm just saying, these are things that we can do right now that's going to help us. This is things we can love on each other. You can love on yourself. You can either stay here and die, or you can get the hell out. I'm just saying, it is time now for us to do better. It is time for us to be thinking about our future. Start looking for a place to go. Start doing your research as far as Africa. Start doing your research. Where do you want to go? What's your plan? We can't just sit here and see them building stuff and trying to crowd us out and trying to scooch us to the side and trying to ignore you. It's called benign neglect. Look that word up, benign neglect. Look that word up. That's what they're doing now to us. They're ignoring black people. And it's been since Nixon did it. Okay, with the what Learners Report, okay, they was trying to see why is it that black people riot. And they said, okay, we found out that they riot because they were promised something, but we didn't deliver. Don't promise them nothing. That's why you don't see Biden promising you anything, because of that Learners Report. Kramer, is it the Learners Report? I think that's what it's called. Look it up, the Learners Report. I did a story on it probably a couple months ago, but I wanted to help you to understand what was going on with black people, why they were ignoring us. And it's called benign neglect. To promise them nothing. Do nothing for black folk and promise them nothing. That's what that means. And that's what they're doing now. They're not promising you anything. So you can't get mad and riot because we didn't promise you nothing. I'm just saying. How much do we care about us? We better start loving on us. And I don't want to hear, well, black people over there don't like you. Okay, black people don't like you here. So what are you going to do? You're going to get with like-minded people that's going somewhere that has a plan that's getting ready to do. Even when you go to Africa, get with the group that's going. You got from Hebrews to Negroes, Ron Dalton. He's getting ready to plan a trip. I think his trip is $6,000 and he's going to Ghana in August. This other guy is getting ready to go in April. His trip is $4,000. Plus, he said you can buy land for $700. So if you getting your taxes, and I know some black folk getting about $10,000 in their taxes, go and buy you some land for $700. What the heck do you have to lose? I'm just saying, you can start your own online business. You can get you a small little. You can do an Airbnb for $250 a month, and you can rent it out. You can get you an Airbnb and pay $200 a month. Plus, you can get an extra one, rent it out, and rent it out. That's your part of your income. That's one way. Okay. I'm just trying to throw stuff out there. Don't tell me what we can't do, black folk. We have money for everything we want to do, but to take care of us. You can sit there if you want to. I know we're not gonna get everybody. But the ones that want to go, we do. The ones that want to stay here, you stay here with daddy. You stay here with daddy. You go ahead and let them help these. Go ahead and think these white folk got your back. Go ahead and think you Becky gonna be your best friend. Go ahead and keep calling Jen your best friend and see what your best friend gonna be when you really need her. You better get around some like-minded black folk that's B1 and got a heart for you. I love me some black folk. I would love to put on the trip if you want to go. Because I was trying to do some things here. I couldn't even get them to give me a building without them wanting $1,000, $3,000 a month. I don't have $3,000 to give you a building. Let me get off the ground first. $1,000 I can do, but $3,000. One man told me, I'm gonna let you rent it, but I'm gonna charge you double. I'm gonna charge you 2 months. He said, the building was like 8 or 9, but I think it was $900. He wanted $2,700 a month, $3,000 a month to rent his building. I mean, this was to down pay it. This was a down payment, $3,000 down payment. I'm not going to pay you triple. That was like $900 times 3. I'm not going to do that. Why? We're in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic, and you want me to pay double. I'm not doing it. So you keep your building. I could have got it for $900 a month, but I didn't want to pay $3,000 down to do it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to commit suicide before I get in my business. You can let me get in there for, even if I could have did maybe $1,899. I think the building was $840. They told me $840, and then they went up to $900. Why'd you go up? I asked them that. Why'd you go up? You told me $840. You charged me $50 more. Why? I'm just asking. These are questions I asked. Okay, I would have been able to do $2,000, but still, even with the $3,000, I would still had to do the electric, get the electric on, do the cable, the gas, and all this stuff would have been included. So I'd have been out about maybe almost $4,500 to even start to get in the building. So my thing is, if I can just pay you the first, month's rent and the $900, which not the $1,800 would have been fine. That would mean that would have gave me another extra $1,000 to be able to play with. I could have done it. But my thing is, why do I have to pay you double? I don't want to do that. And then I started thinking about I'm like, you know what? I don't want to tie myself down here. I can go there. I can give me an Airbnb there. I can do something over there. I don't want to spend no money in America. I don't. I don't want to give people that hate me my money. I'm holding as much as I can. I don't buy, anything. If I can find somebody black, I'd rather get it from them. But my thing is, now is our time where we can start supporting our own. We can start supporting buying from black people. And also, if you see, like I said, if you see a service that's needed, why not open it yourself? Get you some people together and open up your own business family. And we support each other. If you support Walmart and you're not supporting your own sister that has products on her page, shame on you. If you're supporting Amazon and you're not supporting your sister who has that same merchandise, shame on you. We need each other. We are all we got. We're all we got. I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that. And I want you guys to look up that HR 5 Equality Act. They want to amend that Civil Rights Act with this Equality Act. And the Equality Act is, I'm gonna read it a little bit. I just want to read just a little bit of it because I really still want to talk about my guy here. I didn't forget about my black man who didn't want to be a black man. The question they was asking, should the 1964 law which outlawed race discrimination, be updated to include LGBT individuals. They really want to add that into there. Great strides have been made this decade for legal equality based on sexual orientation or gender identification, including permitting openly gay troops in the military and the Supreme Court legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide, which is Obama doing. However, both those gains came at the federal level. 28 states still allow discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identification at the state level, including in such sectors as employment and housing. State used to similarly allow other forms of discrimination before the Civil Rights Act of '64 banned any discrimination or segregation on the basis of 4 categories: race, color, religion, and national origin. Now they're trying to say, put the sexual um, equality based on sexual orientation or gender identity. They're trying to add that. They're trying to amend it and add that onto it. My thing is, Civil Rights Bill, Civil Rights Act. You're not even using for Black people. You're not even using it for Black people. So now you're talking about using it for LGBT. LGBT, that's a choice. Being Black is not a choice. That's what I think about that. Why don't, okay, if you want to add, you could add on there, get them their own act. They don't have to use a Black folk act. You know, there it is, somebody else climbing on the backs of Black people, trying to have their own rights. You know what I'm saying? LGBT going to use the Civil Rights Act of '64 to include themselves in it. LGBT, if you don't open your mouth, nobody will know that you LGBT, will you? Okay? If you walk straight, nobody will know that you LGBT. But if I come in the room and I'm Black, everybody gonna know I'm Black. I can't hide being Black unless I get one of the masks. But then still, you're gonna be able to see the corner, the bottoms of my eyes and know I'm Black. But I'm just saying. So if you're gonna add on a act, why can't they have their own act? You can do the HR5 Equality Act, just like you got the illegals, their act. Okay, the Asians, you got an AAPI Act. Okay, you have all these acts for different individuals, but you want to stick the LGBT in on with Black people. Let me ask you a question. I saw that Ghana, okay, they opened up a gay civic center in Ghana, and I'm gonna tell you what, white folk, America had something to do with that. They funded that civic center. Don't tell me somebody in Ghana had money to open up a civic center when you got people there that need money to you could be fixing somebody's water. You understand what I'm saying? That was backed by somebody white. Follow that money. Who sponsored that civic center in Ghana? Okay. And they tried to open up a gay civic center in Ghana. People shut it down. They was like, oh no, we can't, we're not doing this. Okay. So Biden is going to go to Ghana and sanction them because they didn't allow. My thing is, America, you need to tend to your own business. You can't go to another country and put what you believe on them. You believe in same sex. Ghana does not. That's against the law there. So you mean to tell me you're going to sanction me, but I'm doing my country. I'm running my country. So you want to run, you want your dysfunction in our country, and you get mad because we don't allow a dysfunction in our country. So you mad and trying to force your nastiness on other Black folk countries because you're nasty and you want to force us to do what you want us to do. No, if you want dysfunction in your country, America, you take care of your dysfunction. You take care of your country. You do you in your country. First of all, you need to handle them boys that's climbing up the Capitol building wall. You need to bring some federal charges, which you didn't. All them charges was misdemeanors. Did you guys notice that? Nobody got a federal charge. And one lady had a trip to Mexico. They let her get out, go to her trip, and come on back and go to jail. Where did they do that at? I'm just saying, if she had been Black, you think she would have been able to go to Mexico and have her little family vacation and then come back and go to jail? One man, he didn't eat meat. So they moved him from one facility. His mom wrote a note. My son don't eat meat. Okay, then you better eat the salad that they serve with the chicken. You better eat the chicken and the salad and the bread and the mashed potatoes. That's your dinner. Seriously. So no, they moved him into another jail and gave him a vegan diet. Wow, where they do that at? I'm just saying, some of this stuff is crazy. But you want to come to Africa and bring your nasty, disgusting dysfunction there. No, Africa better do what we know to do. It's certain things. Let me just tell you, God does not hold white folk accountable. He holds us accountable because of who we are. He does not hold white folk accountable for anything because we already know who their dad is. Who comes to steal, kill, and destroy, family? Who comes to kill, steal, and destroy? We already know who their father is. Rush Limbaugh, he just died, right? He got a good chance to visit his daddy. He right with his daddy right now, enjoying his life. I hope the biggest, blackest demon is still mates with him. That can mess with it, that can just look at him all day, every day. And he can just look at him and be like, and you hated black people, but I'm your cellmate for eternity. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If white folk want to do, they want to sleep with their babies, they want to sleep with their dogs, they want to sleep with each other. They want to, I see the man where he had a blow up doll. He married the blow up doll. If you want a dysfunction, that's dysfunction to me. You want to have a blow up doll, you want to have sex with a doll, you go right ahead. I'm just saying. We already know they're crazy. But you want them to lead you. You're going to allow them to lead you down the wrong path. Are you crazy? What is wrong with us? Why is that okay? Why would that be okay? I'm just saying, why would that be okay? Why would you allow that? Or why would you want that? That's not something that's not who we are. We cannot do it any kind of way. We have statute laws and commandments that God told us, this is the way I need you guys to do it. Now we can do it his way, or we can continue doing it man's way. Just like with this vaccine, we can do it Yah's way. And if one more person tell me God told them to take that vaccine, I'm gonna slap them in the mouth. You need to start recognizing who is telling you to do what. You need to start recognizing voices. Don't sit up there and tell me God told you to take a vaccine. Please stop. Please stop with the madness. Please stop. Please stop. You are doing what you want to do out of fear. And I'm gonna tell you what, 6 months down the line, look at those people. What's it developing in your body? 6 months down the line, see what side effects that's going to create in their bodies, because they're using you as guinea pigs. And I heard a guy at work, he's a white guy, and he said, well, a lot of his friends took it. He said, I don't see a lot of side effects. I said, I know, because it was built for you and not for us. Okay? It was built for them and not for us. Our bodies are totally different. Our bodies function totally different. Vitamin D is very good for our bodies. Vitamin D is not good for their bodies. You have to understand that. I hope you're taking your vitamin D, because your vitamin D is what fights off COVID. I'm just saying. Vitamin D, sun, you can go out, we can sit in the sun. That's a healer for our bodies. So on these nice sunny days, if you go out there and sit in the sun for 15 minutes, close your eyes or put your little eye things on and you sit there, and I do it quite often. Sun comes in my door in the mornings and I'm here, I'm sitting there, I'm soaking it up, because it's a body healer. But sun kisses them and they get cancer. Sun kisses us, we good. It don't do what it does to them. We worked in slavery in the sun, and it didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's good for us, but it's not good for them. Okay, if you came from the Caucasus Mountains, we didn't hold a lot of sun, you had a whole lot of cold weather. They can't take what we can take. We can take the sun. We were born in, this is good for us. But we have to get to the place, family, we're understanding a whole lot of what they're doing. They're not going to be held accountable for it. We will, because we are his jewels. If you know who you are, he told you, you can do this, but you can't do this. We know that. Okay? We know that. So you know what to do, right? A whole lot of stuff that they're doing, same sex this, sleep with dogs, sleep with kids. We don't do that. We already know who their dad is. A lot of them read the Talmud. If you read the Talmud, it's nothing good. And they put that Talmud over the Bible. I'm just saying. I want you this week to love on as many Black folk as you can. I want you to change your mentality on purpose. I want you to tell your brother, love you, man. Tell your sister, love you. Ladies, tell your husband, tell your boyfriends. We need each other. We cannot do this, and we cannot be separated. And African Americans and Africans, we need each other. Divide and conquer is what they're doing to us. Divide and conquer. They divide and conquer us here, the male and the female, and they divide and conquer us over there by telling us a lie. Africans don't like you. Okay, we don't like each other. So what? At least I can go there and get some peace. I'm just saying. This let's read a little bit about this young man, and his name was Orville Lloyd Douglas. Why I hate being a black man. This is very sad, but it's almost like we are in an abusive relationship. I keep saying that, and I look at this and I read this and I hurt for him. I hurt for because a lot of black people feel like this, but they're not honest enough to say it. He was at least honest enough to say it. I just want to read a little bit. It's not that long. He said, every time I sit on a crowded streetcar, bus, or subway, he's from Toronto. Okay. Train in Toronto, I know I will have an empty seat next to me. It's like a broken record. Sometimes I don't mind having the extra space, but other times I feel awkward, uncomfortable, and annoyed. I know I have good hygiene, I dress appropriately, and I mind my own business. However, recently I finally became cognizant of why this thing it moved on me. Okay, cognizant of why people might fear being around me or in close proximity to me. I'm a black male, although Canadian society presents the focus of multiculturalism. The truth is, Canada has a serious problem with the issue of race. Not only Canada, okay, a lot of countries. The UK is terrible. Brazil is terrible. United States is terrible when it comes to black people. So it's not just Canada. Okay, so let me just ease his mind on that. I didn't realize it until my sister said to me, Orville, people are afraid of you. You are 6 foot tall black man with broad shoulders. Is that a real reason? Is that the real reason they're afraid of him? Okay. My sister is right. She thinks, but I think it's another reason. But we'll talk about that in a minute. People don't sit next to me on the streetcar, the subway, or on the bus because they are afraid. The issue of black self-hating is something I am supposed to pretend does not exist. However, the great French psychiatrist France Fanon wrote about this issue in his groundbreaking book, The Black Skin, White Mask, in a chapter called the live experience of a black man. According to Fanon, the black man is viewed in the third person and he isn't seen as a third dimensional human being. The black man internalizes the perceptive of white society and its negative thoughts about blackness affect his psyche. Well, that can hurt, us understanding that everybody has a perpetual hatred for us. We know that, right? And it says it in the word. They will have a perpetual hatred for you. So we know it. And when I look at people and they say, oh, white folk are my friends, I look at you're delusional. White people are not, black people aren't even your friends. Okay. And I look at different certain black people. And if I know that white people are propping them up, I back away because I already know that they're safe for them. Okay. They're their friends. They're on their side. So that's why they propping them up because they can be trusted. Okay. They wouldn't come and prop me up because I don't have no white friends. I'm just saying. You can look at my friends, you won't see nobody white because I don't trust any of them. And I'll tell them. Girl asked me at work, Cassie, you trust anybody white? No. I said, do you want the answer? Yeah. I said, do you really want the answer? I said, no, I don't trust you. Go, why? All of us aren't bad. I can't say that because the ones that I know are. You two, the ones that ask me the question at work, they go back and forth, backbiting each other. So I know if you backbite each other, what you're doing to me. So why am I going to trust that when I see how you treat each other? Why would I be dumb enough to trust that I can trust you, that you're not going to talk about me like you just talked about your friend? Come on, you guys, wake up. Stop it. Stop. Okay, let me see. The black man internalized the perspective of white society and its negative thoughts about blackness affect his psyche. In the chapter, Fanon discussed a white child calling him the N word and how he became cognizant of how he is different and viewed as someone people should fear. We are spending way too much time on how and thinking about how white people look at us. How do you look at you? We've got to be free and we have got to free our minds and we've got to free our children. And the only way we're going to free our children is to stop allowing them to educate our babies. We think the way we think because we've allowed them to teach us. We've allowed them to educate us. We've allowed them to teach us how to think about us. We've allowed them to show us how to think about us. We've allowed them to teach us how to treat each other because we treat each other the way they treat us. Stop. We educate our own babies. We come from among them, and we learn how to love us. That's the only way. That is the only way to do it. Do you see Asians allowing white people to teach their children? No, they teach their own children, right? We're the only ones that allow our enemies to teach our own babies. That makes no sense to me. We are the only ones that allow our enemies to teach our children. Why? Malcolm X, I'll never forget, he said only a fool would allow their enemies to educate their babies. If they don't know how to treat the moms and the dads, if they don't know how to treat you on these jobs, and you give your babies to these enemies, these devils, every day for 8 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. So what are they pouring into your babies? How important they are and how nothing that your baby is. And they grow up for 12 years hearing that. So this is why we have so much of a colonized mind, a sold out mind, because we don't hear anything great about ourselves. We hear greatness about them. Lies, all lies, because every time they open their mouth, they're liars, they're lying, and we believe them. But you hear so much untruth about yourself that you didn't do nothing. You came from slavery. We didn't come from slavery. We were greatness, and we still greatness. We built this country. Look around you. We built this country. We built America. Look around you. Let me finish reading it. There's also a fear by some Black people that discussing the issue of self-hatred is a sign of weakness. This is an issue we never bring up. We never talk about it because nobody wants to be truthful to say, I hate being Black. I don't hate being Black. You know why I don't hate being Black? Because I understand where I came from. I understand who I am. I understand the greatness. I understand the greatness that we created. Everybody on this country, everybody on this earth, everybody in the beginning was BLACK. Everybody. The people that Christopher Columbus saw was Black. The people, let me say it again, because they got you twisted thinking that Christopher Columbus discovered something. How you going to discover something when you come there talking to somebody else? So that means they were there first. But you gave them a holiday. What I tell you, I just told you everything they talk about. Every time they open their mouth, they're liars, right? I just told you that. Let's continue. Let's continue. If the white man didn't treat you exactly, would you? I'm gonna put that up there. Bell, thank you. Welcome, Bell. Welcome, William Bell. I got to put that up there. This is the truth. This is the truth. But let me finish, okay? But the truth is, the image of Blackness is ugly. Now, this is what he's saying. At least it's perceived that way. There's nothing special or wonderful about being a Black male. That's a lie. Somebody got to this boy. You see how he's thinking? This is so sad because he grew up being taught by white folk. You see how he's thinking? Let me finish. This is how we think, you guys. This is what they taught you. This is what happens when you allow your enemies to educate your children. Let me show you. Let me finish. Okay. Now this is, Black is, they don't have that Black is beautiful agenda. They didn't have that. Okay. But they're telling him there's nothing special or wonderful about being a Black male. It is a life of misery and shame. Now this is what he was taught. The issue of Black self-hatred is usually depicted from a female point of view. I don't believe that. There are documentaries such as Dark Girls, which aired on Oprah's own network earlier this year. Okay, now you know how Oprah is. Of course, she's going to put something like that about our Black men on her show because she hates men. She hates men. Okay, so of course we expect that from her, in which Black women discuss their feelings of self-hatred for having dark skin. Okay, there are numerous books, articles, documentaries, and essays published by Black female writers describing Black self-hate. Black women are not afraid to speak out about their self-loathing. Okay, yet for some reason, Black men are silent about our own contempt for what we are. That's what you were taught. When you don't know, like I said, when you don't know who you are, when you don't know your history, and I'm sure in Canada, in the UK, in America, they're not teaching. They didn't teach about our heritage. They stole our heritage. They stole our culture. They taught us their culture. They taught us their heritage. They didn't tell you how great you were. They didn't tell you that everything invented in America was invented by a Black man, a Black person. Okay. Kerners. Okay. Kentucky lady. Okay. That's her recipe, Black. I'm just saying. They didn't tell you any of this. How great you are. Why would they tell you how great you are? Why would they say it? But my thing is, why would you believe them when they tell you that you're not amazing? But this is what happened when they get you as babies. Why do you think they're getting ready to legalize homosexuality being able to adopt babies. Why? If they can get a baby, they can change a whole generation's mentality, right? It's all about this. It's all about this. If I can start here and destroy you mentally here, you'll destroy yourself physically, right? Come on now. A lot of Black men don't want to acknowledge the feelings uh, of disgust we have for ourselves. It is considered emasculating to even admit the existence of such thoughts. I think my own self hatred manifests from the exterior, from the outside world. What I tell you, okay? It is born out of the despair, of the unhappiness I see within a lot of Black young men, okay? I can honestly say I hate being a Black man. Now he's saying it, he's honest. How many Black people really feel like this? When you don't know your history, this is, and you have your enemy teaching you, this is the result we have, family. This is a result. This is why it's so important now to start teaching our own babies. This is why it's so important. Although Black people like to wax poetic, poetic about loving their labels, I hate being Black. I just don't fit into a neat category of the stereotypical views people have of Black men. In popular culture, Black men are recognized in three areas: sports, crime, entertainment. I hate rap music. I hate most sports. And I like listening to rock music such as PG Harvey. I've never heard of some of these. Morrissey and Tracy Chapman. I've never heard of any of these. This is probably white groups. Okay. This is how much he hates himself. He doesn't even do any, and he probably endows himself with mostly white. He probably has white friends, okay, who further makes him feel bad for being Black. He probably does not identify with anybody, anything Black. So how are you going to love yourself when you have everything around you that shows you the hatred of you? You understand what I'm, did you understand what I just said? If everything around you has a hatred for Black people, but you're Black and you're around them, you're going to feel that hate. But then they'll say, but man, you okay, you cool. But then they're speaking negative about other Black people, but you're Black. So I'm hearing you speak about negative about my Blackness, but I'm Black. So of course it's going to rub off on me, right? Okay, let's keep going. Okay. There's so much negativity and criminal suspicion associated with being a Black male in Toronto. That's in everywhere, sweetie. Yet I don't have a criminal record, and I certainly don't associate with criminals. In fact, I abhor violence, and I resent being compared to young Black males or young people of any race who are lazy, not disciplined, or delinquent. Usually, when Black youth, male youth are discussed in Toronto, it is about something going wrong. Okay. Honestly, who would want to be Black? This is how he's feeling. This is sad, but this is how he's feeling. Okay. Who would want people to be terrified of you and not want to sit next to you on a public transportation? That really bothers him. When somebody him coming on the bus, and he probably rides the bus a lot and sits by himself a lot, and that plays on his mind every day. When he goes and sit on the bus, he's thinking, "Oh my God, I'm Black." Blah, blah, blah. This stuff is playing on his mind. Who would want to have this dark skin, broad nose, large thick lips, and wake up in the morning beside being despised by the rest of the world? A lot of the time, I feel like my skin color is like my personal prison. Sometimes that something that I have no control over, for I am judged just because of the way I look. Not discussing the issues doesn't mean it is going to go away. In fact, I can't believe this thing just did this. It went off on me. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Okay. Not discussing the issue does not mean it is going to go away. In fact, by ignoring the issue, it simply lurks underneath the surface. I believe a dialogue about self-hating should be brought to the fore in the public sphere so that some sort of healing and the development of non-true label-based pride can occur. Of course, I do not want to have these feelings, to have these dark thoughts about being a Black man. But what is he doing to counteract it? Okay. Everything he's doing is kind of reinforcing what he's thinking, right? Okay. However, I cannot deny that this is the way I feel. I don't want to be ashamed of being a Black man, but he is. I just want to be treated as an individual based on the content of my character and not just based on the color of my skin. Okay, my thing is, if you want to, we have to, okay, this is why we totally need to separate. Go to Africa. Everybody's black in Africa. You can't feel this stuff. You cannot feel hated amongst black people that's all black. I've met some people in Africa now who've moved from Africa, I mean, from the US to Africa. And I'm going to tell you what, they are, and I'm so jealous because every time I talk to them, they are just so happy. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, oh my God, it's so amazing. And I'm so jealous. I hate to talk to them. I'm so jealous. I am, seriously. And I'm like, I have got to go and see for myself. I don't want to take their word for it. I don't want to take anybody else's word for it. I want to take my word for it. I want to be there. I'm jealous because I can't. I'm jealous because I'm here stuck among people that hate me. And this right here hurt me so bad to hear that. But how many of us actually believe this? How many of us would be brave enough to say it? We feel it. We think it when we see each other. We act on it, but we don't say it, but we know it's there. This is where we have to change our mindset. This is where, and why I say for the next 6 weeks, you start loving on some black people. I want you guys to get some paper, and I want you guys to put up on your mirror, I am loved. I mean, I'm serious. I want you guys to start writing out stuff on mirrors, and I want you to put, I am loved, I am beautiful. I want 10 affirmations. I really need 7, okay? Because you need 1 a day, okay? 7 affirmations. And I mean, at least by the end of that month, you'll have 30. And every day, you're going to change them up. I am loved. I am beautiful. My smile is amazing. I'm amazing. My hair is amazing. I love my curls. You see these curls? I love my Jerry. I got a Jerry curl, y'all. And I ain't even have to put no Jerry curl stuff in. Look at these curls. I love my hair. I love these curls. I put some activator. I put some stuff in my hair, and I put my oils in my hair, and it don't look dry. I love being black. You couldn't pay me. I look at some of these white folk, and I'm okay. The age that I am, you would not even believe how old I am, you guys. But I'm gonna tell you what. When I look at some other women that's my age and they white, I be like, boy, they. Sorry, I be looking at them. And I'm like, your skin age does not look well on them. When they get 30, when they get 25 or 30, them devils start cracking, and they skin go to looking terrible. I be like, I be want to go up to them and do this. Dude, just put it back, pull it back, so. I be like, yeah, at 30, they need facelifts. At 30, I be seeing the crinkles around the eyes, and I be seeing like the crinkles around their lips, and I be like, but you only 30. And then I've seen some that's like 40, and they look like 60. And they say, well, I'm 45. I be like, me and my husband look at each other, we be like, and my husband will tell them how old he is, and they go, oh my God, you look good. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, well, yeah, we don't crack. I had a supervisor one time who said, black skin don't crack, right? And, she said, man, you guys' skin lasts forever. And I didn't want to say nothing because I ain't had nothing nice to say. So it was some supervisor, so I didn't say anything. I was saying to myself, but y'all skin, honey, at 30 show. And she was like 65, okay? And she looked about 90. I'm just saying. But I want us to start putting up your cards in the morning. You get to the mirror, right? Put your card. I'm loved. I love being black. I love my curls. I love my smile. I love my high cheekbones. I love my skin. I'm just saying, I have wonderful, beautiful skin. I'm not bragging, but I do not have a self-esteem problem. I love me some Cassie. I'm just saying. But I love other black folk too. And I try to show them, even when they come and they have an attitude, and I'll be like, come here. And you just start hugging them. You start loving on them. And you see some, they so mean. I got one at work. She's so mean. I love her every day. She's so mean. She black. She's so mean. But I understand. And I say, you need some medication today. You need Jesus. And I tell her sometimes, I say, you need some Jesus time. You better go in your corner and get you some Jesus time. Seriously. Because she's so mean. But I still love on her. Because I know that's not her. That's hurt. That's hurt. And I feel so sorry for her. But I go there and I'm so happy and I'm like, hey, and then she look at all mean and grouchy. She did it yesterday. I was, I worked yesterday and she was, it was Monday and she was mad. I said, you in a bad mood today? I said, no. I said, we're not gonna act like this today. And I just, no matter what she said, no matter how she acted, I totally ignored what she was saying. She was being, she was just being a witch yesterday. But I didn't care. I loved on her regardless because I want to pull her out of that because that's hurt. That's hurt. So when are we going to do it different? When are we going to begin to allow ourselves to heal? When are we going to help each other heal? When you see a Black person and they mean and mad, I could have went off. I could have said what I want to say to her, but I didn't. That's my sister. I want to help her get through this. I want her to see my happiness. I want my happiness to rub off on her. I want me being proud to be Black to rub off on her. I go there and I share with her. She come up when she's not in her little mood. She'll come up to me and ask me questions. I send her scriptures. I send her open diary. I send her stuff that's gonna lift her. I send her history. Because I believe in the Israelites. I believe that that's who we are. I send her documentaries on that. I believe Ron Dalton. He has a great video on from Hebrews to Negroes. I watch that all the time. I love that. I love it. It's talking about my history. I want our children to learn our history. I think it should be taught in schools. I think our parents should I let my granddaughter see. I think we should be sharing this with our grandkids. I think we have to start telling our kids, our grandkids, and great grandkids. We have to start expounding on our beauty. We have to start loving on each other. We have to change the narrative. We have to do it on purpose because they placed in us and it's been passed down from generation to generation how to hate each other. It's been passed down. We can't help it. Sometimes automatically you'll start thinking bad about your brother. You don't even have a reason, but it's there. You got to on purpose think about what you're saying about your brother. And if it's something negative, we're not gonna say it. We're gonna build our brother up. We're gonna build our husbands up. We're gonna build our boyfriends up. We're gonna build our Black men up. We are gonna build up each other, and we're gonna start here and start now. Because there's a young man on YouTube, and I love his show. He's Black, Black first, I guess, but with Black men. But he has a very hard love for Black women. And I do believe that he is a mama issue, and I do believe that he does not recognize it, but he is always coming and saying different things about Black women. Okay, why are Black women broke? Why are Black women always acting like hoes? Just stuff like that. And I hate it. And I get on there and I try to, I say what I have to say on there, but I feel very sorry because he's a leader, has thousands following him. And he has probably over 100,000 following him. 10 seconds. And he's very negative to Black women. And these men are following him. And I've heard where one man left his girlfriend because of something the man told him. And he actually allowed this man to wreck his relationship. And my thing is, if that's who you're with and she's making you happy, and she was worth working out that relationship, that's what you don't let somebody come in and tell you about your woman. You don't let somebody come in and tell you about your man. Nobody can come and tell me about my husband. I know him. Nobody can come and say anything bad about my husband. They can't even treat him. You can't even treat him disrespectful in front of me because I'm gonna check you. Because my king is my king. I'm just saying. And we need women. We need our men. But society will tell you don't need a man. I can do this by myself. No, I can't do anything by myself. I always need my husband. I will act like a baby up in here and I'll be, honey, can you open this for this? Can you do this for me? Can you do? And he loves that. And I build him up. And this is what we have to do. This is where we have to start healing the hurt in us and helping our men to heal. Black men, you're gonna have to come back home because these white women ain't for you. These white women don't have your back. Our men are our kings. We cannot. Thank you for joining, Judy. These black men, we cannot do it without them. They are trying to get us separated from our men. That's our protection. You don't see any white women saying what we say about our men. And I check every Black woman that's talking negative about their kings. That's your king. If you don't build him up, who's going to build him up? He has enough problems and issues facing this world, this America, this KK. If you're in the UK, KK. Okay, if you Black in any place but Africa, and I do believe that that's where we need to be headed. I do believe that we need to be headed there. We cannot do this, and we can't keep allowing them to teach our children, because what I just read you is what that came from somewhere. That self-hatred came from somewhere. But when we allow our enemies to educate our babies, this is the conclusion we're going to get. We need to snatch our babies away from them immediately. But we won't. We'll see how they treat us on these jobs, and we'll keep our babies in their schools. If they don't know how to treat you, they don't gonna know how to teach you. You feel me? What God Khalid said, what? If the white man don't treat you right, what makes you think they are going to teach you right? Muhammad, Dr. Khalid said that. Does that make sense, family? So what is the conclusion of the matter? Is to plan your escape. Put you some money aside, and you get your butt to the continent, and you visit at least. Pan-African Strike Back has an amazing program. Proud of Brandon. Okay? Blackset has an amazing program. Hebrews to Negroes is going there in August. $6,000. I'm just saying. Some can afford it. It's another young man. He starts with a Yuri. I can't remember. I don't know his name, but he has a program. He's getting ready to go in April to Sierra Leone, and you're going to be able to buy land for $700 in Ghana. I'm just saying. These are different. We can do what we have to do. We have money for anything else that we need. Set your money aside. If you was in an abusive relationship, what would you do? There are programs in Africa, repatriation programs. Different people have repatriations. Blackset, I know, has one that'll help you get to the continent. And who knows? You might get an apartment and rent out a couple apartments. You might have $1,000 and you just pay, get you a couple apartments and you lease them on Airbnb. You might lease them for $25, $30, $40 a night. Okay. That's a way of taking care of your family. That's a way of taking care of you if you have 4 or 5 of those, or 3 or 4. I'm just saying that'll start. That's a start. If you taking $10,000 to Africa with you, that's a start, and you can invest. You have businesses down there that need money to help you, to help them. You buy you some land, okay, $700. You lease that land out to different properties. You lease that land out to like agriculture, or to somebody with some cows, and they pay you money monthly. I'm just saying, you don't even have to lease the whole acre. Lease half the acre, and you can lease the other half to people that want to grow food, and they pay you a fee, a rental fee. I'm just saying, these are things that we can do. It's not going to take a whole lot of money to get our butts to Africa to at least see. Start doing your research now. Plan your out. Plan your out. These people America has not treated us well. The outcome of our children's education is not well. Our children aren't coming out the bat banging. Our children are not even being educated right. Our babies are scoring the lowest in standardized testings, okay, to the Caucasians and Asians children. Why? We got the same mentality. Our babies are smart. My baby has 2 masters. I'm going to tell you. My kids were geniuses. I'm telling you. My baby has 2 masters. You think they're paying her what she's worth? No, because she's black. But if she's white, she'd be making over $200,000. I'm just saying. Or real close to it. I'm just saying. What are we willing to do, family? Are we willing to just sit here and take the abuse? I told you we're in an abusive relationship. Who would be married to a husband that or boyfriend who has a relationship with somebody that every day he kicking your butt every day coming in, he whooping on your tail, and then then later that night, baby, I love you. Who wants to live like that? You don't have to live like that. But if you don't know your worth, and we don't know our worth, when you don't know your worth, you take anything. When you don't know your worth, you buy from people that's slapping you and kicking you and treating you like dogs. Them Asians treat black folk like dogs. I've seen in those nail shops. I stopped going. I don't want to. I'll do my own nails. I don't even have no nails, but I'm not gonna let them do it. I'll put my own nails on. I'm just saying. I will not allow you to continue to abuse me and pay you money. I will not walk in your store if you don't greet me with respect And if you following me, I went to a beauty supply place. This was a while back. The man was starting to follow. I seen him follow one girl in the store, and he was just, acting like do 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 do. And then he turned around and started following me. I said, hold on. I checked him on it. I said, oh, you following me? I said, if I was white, would you follow me? I checked him, and I didn't buy nothing from that store. I'm not going to shop from somebody that don't know how to treat me. It don't work like that for me. And I'm gonna tell you what, in Martin Luther King days, you would have not ever caught me sitting in somebody making somebody take my money. You gonna make them fix your hamburger and pay them for whatever they did to your hamburger, and pay them for making your shake, and no matter what they could have put something in your shake, which I would guarantee you they did. And you had a soda from them, and they put whatever in that soda. I'm just saying, I'm not doing it. I don't. No, I'm not gonna force you to take my money. And these Asians lying. I'm not going to force them to take my money. Get out of our neighborhoods. I will boycott anything Asian. And you check, and I see somebody, I ride past a Chinese place, I see a black person, I'm checking them. Oh, I'm checking them. This is what needs to happen in the Black community. We make people get on code. We don't have a code of behavior. This is why Black folk act the way they do. We don't have a code of behavior. That was stolen too. Our heritage, our culture, our integrity, everything, we were stripped bare. And then everything that we are, they put into us. And this is how we act against us. We act and we treat each other the way they treat us. We have hatred for ourselves because they have hatred for you. I remember when I was in second grade, I had first grade, I had a teacher, she was mean as hell. They were both I went to a Catholic school. And I remember the second grade teacher was teaching in the Catholic school, and she was mean so I had very rough starts, first grade, second grade, and I never forget these two women. I don't remember my third or fourth grade teacher because they were fine, but the first grade and second grade, when I first started, they were mean. They were just disgusting. They were. And I remember both of them because of the way they treated me. And I was it might have been maybe a black, and this was way back I'm trying to think, early 70s, no, late 60s. Let me see. About maybe 70, probably. Okay. But they treated me horrible. And I remember them because they were mean. And I never forgot those two teachers. And if I could meet them today, I would say something because of the way they treated me. And a lot of our students are traumatized. And I was traumatized. I hated to go to class. I remember one time I was under my desk. I didn't come from under my desk because I was traumatized by her. I was scared to death of this white woman who was mean. And for what reason? I'm a child. But just think, if she treated me like that, and my mom didn't know she was treating me like that. I didn't even know it wasn't normal. I would go to her class, I hated it. But that was trauma for me. That was traumatizing because I still remember it. How do you think our babies feel being taught by these devils? And they say all kind of stuff to our kids. I remember my granddaughter was telling me that something a teacher told her. It was between her and another white student. She told my granddaughter, "You think I'm gonna believe you?" And the story was my granddaughter was 11, and she was telling me the story, and I confronted the teacher about it. Yeah, and she tried to lie, of course. I don't believe her. I don't believe nothing they say out their mouth. It was too much. My granddaughter had too much detail for it not to be true. You know, when kids tell stories, you can tell you could tell because they're all over the place. But it was too much detail, and I confronted her, and I said, "Let me tell you something. Whether you said it or not," I said, "But when she left that conversation, this is how my baby felt, and she shouldn't have felt like that." You were there. You weren't there to take sides. You were there to, I broke it down. And of course, she got quiet because the principal's right there. And this is sad. This is how my baby felt when she left the conversation with you, which she shouldn't have felt like that. But I fought for my kids, honey. I fought for I fight for my granddaughter now. But then we since took her out and put her in Muslim school, which is so much better. She's learning because black people are teaching her. And even with the black folks, you got to check them too sometimes because they'll act funny too. But she's being taught from a black woman. But I still, when I hear something, because she was here and the teacher said something to her and I checked her. Hold on, excuse me, hold on here. No, you're not gonna talk to her like that. So yes, we do have to check black people, but still if somebody black is teaching them. You get a total different atmosphere, a totally different perspective because you have to understand some of them came, we hard on our children, right? And we want to say anything to them. We're not going to say anything to our babies. We're going to love on them because they need to be loved. They need healing. Our babies, and we need adults, we need some healing. We can't always be hard on each other. But family, I hope I'm saying something. I hope I'm not doing these lives for my health. I hope you're thinking about what I try to bring conversations that are gonna make us think. I don't have a whole lot of big old audience, and I know because a lot of black folk aren't ready for this conversation. A lot of black folks still want to think Obama was the best president we ever had. I'm just saying, of a whole lot of black folk want to say, "Oh, Kamala Harris, she was sorority sisters," and your sorority sister ain't doing nothing for you, sweetheart. I'm just saying. Yeah, you were her sorority sister, but is she thinking about her sorority sisters now, being in office? No, she's thinking about her heritage, Asians. She's giving them everything and giving you absolutely nothing. But thank you for your vote. But I'm gonna put my attention over here now. So when are we gonna get tired of being treated like nothing? When are we going to be tired enough to do something for self? When are we going to be tired to get group economics together? You can group economics when you get to Africa. There are a lot of businesses there, and the door is wide open. So sky is the limit. You can, if you're a masseuse there, a massager, you can open up your own place and start giving massages. If you do toes and nails, you can open up your own place. It doesn't cost that much, I'm sure. Find out what it's going to take for you to open up your business there. Don't go there looking for a job unless you have a degree. With that even said, you can do a lot of work online from what I'm told. You have teachers there that are teaching, Chinese children how to speak English. I'm just saying. You'd open up a school, $5,000 and have your own school. I'm just saying. Or you could invest with somebody. You come up with 2,000, they come up with 2,000, and you open up your own school. It's things that we can do in Africa. Buy you some land, $500. Where in the hell you gonna get land in America for $500, and then you can build your house for $26,000 paying on it? Paying you put it, it's almost like you put it in layaway. Global Properties has houses for $26,000. $26,000. Global Properties, look them up. Globalproperties.com. I'm gonna get me a couple of them bad buggers, and I'm gonna rent each room out. I'm gonna rent them out by rooms. I'm just saying. That's gonna be my Airbnb, and I'm gonna rent the rooms. Rent the rooms. I'm not gonna rent the whole apartment. I'm gonna rent the rooms. So if I charge $25, that's 25, 50, 75. That's $75 a day for my Airbnb. I'm just saying. These are things we can be doing, family. How serious are you about your change, about your new reality, about not allowing your enemies to continue to mistreat you? It's up to you. It's up to us. We can stop this abuse at any time we get ready. We can stop it anytime we get ready. We have the power. That moolah, they only understand money. We can stop them in their tracks. Them Asians want to say we abusing them. Stop them in their tracks. Hold your money. Stop spending from them. I guarantee you, they'll want to come to your table. We won't have to go to their table. They'll be wanting to come. You get your own table, and they're gonna want to come to your table. Hey, let's sit down and talk about this. We made a mistake. Yeah, you did. You thought you was gonna talk about us. You thought you was gonna abuse us. You thought we was gonna still support you. You thought we was gonna still come and spend money with you after you just said what you said to us. No, we're not gonna do that. But I hope and pray that you thought about. Um, I hope this conversation made you think about what was going on. I hope you thought about what's going on. I hope I did. I hope I'm not just talking for my health. But I think it's time for us to do something different. I think it's time for us to make a change. I think it's time for us to begin to support us. Okay. I'm not going to be on here much longer. I think I'm about done. I think I've said everything that I can say. I try to not make my lives too long. Hour and a half is long enough, I think. Really, that's too long, but um, I want you to think about what we said, and I want you to go and buy your ticket for Africa. Go visit. Don't take anybody's word for it. People say, oh, they say so much. Who cares? Go there for yourself and see. That's the best way you could do. You go for yourself and see. Okay? But boycott anything Asian, since they want to talk about we doing this, that, and the other. We don't hurt anybody but us. We ain't gonna hurt no Asian. We We don't hurt no white folk. We gonna hurt us. Now, if it had been some black folk talking about black folk, okay, that's different. Black folk kill black folk. I hate when people talk about black on black crime. You have Asian on Asian crime. You have Indian on Indian crime. But they don't go to the police about it. They take care of it amongst themselves. But they still have crime because that's who they're around. We tend to kill who we're around. We don't go to Asian neighborhood and kill them. Who does that? We don't do that. We don't go to white folk neighborhood and kill them. We stay in we just like white folks stay in their neighborhood, right? They go to Walmart. They go to the nearest Walmart. They go to the nearest school. They go to the nearest daycare. They go to the nearest nightclub and shoot up the nightclub in their area. They don't come to black areas doing that, do they? White folk kill white folk. Unless black folk, unless you somebody black that moved to their neighborhood and just happened to be in the store, like those two black people, when that man shot up the Kroger's, and those black folks was in there. The one lady had just moved in that neighborhood, thought it was better than her own. Okay, we think moving out and moving is moving up. We think moving out from black people is moving up. Okay, you keep thinking that. You keep thinking that. I don't want all not white nothing. I don't want my kids to be around all white nothing. I don't. That's not a move up to me. I'm just saying. But with that said, family, you have an amazing rest of your day. Peace and blessings to you. And we're gonna do it again next Tuesday. Same time, 11:30. See you here. Remember to like and share, like and share, like and share. Hit the bell. Okay, and let's join. Join me. Come on, join me. Hit the bell. Subscribe. Okay, so that we can get this broadcast out, so we can get more people to see it. Okay, I appreciate each and every person that joined me live, and each and every person that'll come behind us after the live is over. That's going to spend your time and enjoy the video. Okay, I do appreciate you and thank you so much. And we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Take care. If I can get my computer to shut down. Yeah, have a good one, family. Come on, this thing is crazy. I have a crazy computer.